we can start here. Bill C9. All right. Summary. Bill C4. Yeah. This enactment amends the criminal code to, among other things, A. Repeal the requirement that the Attorney General consent to the institution of proceedings for hate propaganda offenses. Specifically. B. Create an offense of willfully promoting hatred against any identifiable group by displaying certain symbols in public places. So that's like a swastika. C. Create a hate crime offense of committing an offense under that act or any other act of parliament that is motivated by hatred based on certain factors. D. Create an offense of imitating a person in order to impede them from accessing certain places that are primarily used for religious worship or by an identifiable group for certain purposes. And E. Create an offense of intentionally obstructing or interfering with a person's lawful access to such places. So what's the problem with this bill? Exactly. And this is part of the problem of what Pierre Poilievre does when he does these interviews and when he does this preaching, right? He misrepresents what the bill says, doesn't explain why and what the problem is with the bill, and then proceeds to present it as if it's something different. Let's put it back. Let's see what it said. Let's see what he said.
And what you're seeing is a large-scale surveillance and censorship apparatus that the Liberals have put together with C9, which bans certain Bible verses that the government considers to be politically incorrect.
What? Where? How? When? Why? Citation needed. The screenshot that they're sharing shows the beginning of this. I don't know why theirs has, like, crumpled paper vibe to it, but whatever. Aesthetics, I guess. An act to amend the criminal code, hate propaganda, hate crime, and access to religious or cultural places. The day I learned the Bible is banned in Canada, I know, right? This act may be cited as Combating Hate Act. Oh, look. Nazi shit. It's not a big bill, it's only a couple of pages, and half of it is in French. Like, look at it. The fucking criminal code, paragraph 2A of the definition offense in section 138 of the criminal code is amended by adding the following after subparagraph LXXI.1. LXXI.2, which is like, what is that, 1,119? No, 21? 1,000, no, 1,100 and... X is 10, right? L is 1,000? 1,100 and... XI would be 21, right? Or it'd be 11. I don't remember. It's been a long time. Anyway, section 423.3, intimidation buildings used for religious worship, etc. 3, subsection 3183 of the Act is repealed. 4.1, section 319 of the Act is amended by adding the following after subsection 2.1. Will for promotion of hatred, terrorism, and hate symbols. 2.2. Everyone commits an offense who willfully promotes hatred against any identifiable group by displaying in any public place a symbol that is principally used by or principally associated with a listed entity as defined in subsection 83.011. B, the Nazi Hackenkreuz. I don't know how the fuck that had a Hackenkreuz. Is there still a German in the chat? Also known as the Germans, also known as the Nazi swastika or the Nazi double sig rune, also known as the SS bolts, or C, a symbol that so nearly resembles a symbol described in paragraph A or B that it is likely to be confused with that symbol. Punishment 2.3. Everyone who commits an offense under subsection 2.2 A is guilty of an indictable offense. Undetectable. What the fuck? Where's my brain? Is guilty of an indictable offense and liable to imprisonment for a term not to exceed 2 years. 2 years maximum. Or B, is guilty of an offense punishable on summary conviction. So if there's more stuff going on. 2, subsection 319(4) to 6 of the Act are replaced by the following defenses, subsection 2.2, 3.2, no person shall be convicted of an offense under subsection 2.2, A, if the display of the symbol was for a legitimate purpose, including a legitimate purpose related to journalism, religion, education, or art that is not contrary to the public interest, or B, if in good faith the display of the symbol was intended to point out for the purpose of removal matters producing or tending to produce feelings of hatred towards an identifiable group in Canada. Forfeiture 4. If a person is convicted of an offense under subsection 1, 2, 2.1, or 2.2, or section 318, anything by means of or in relation to which the offense was committed, on such conviction may, in addition to any other punishment imposed, be ordered by the presiding provincial court judge or judge to be forfeited to His Majesty in right of the province in which that person is convicted for disposal as the Attorney General may direct. Exemption from seizure of communication facilities. 5, subsection 1996 and 7 apply with any modifications that the circumstances require to subsection 1, 2, 2.1, or 2.2, or section 318. Clarification 6. For greater certainty, the communication of a statement does not incite or promote hatred for the purposes of this section solely because it discredits, humiliates, hurts, or offends. So this is not limiting speech in any capacity. 3, subsection 3197 of the Act is amended by adding the following in alphabetical order. Hatred means the emotion that involves detestation or vilification and that is stronger than disdain or dislike. 5, the Act is amended by adding the following after section 320.1, hate crime. Offense motivated by hatred. 320.1001. 1. Everyone who commits an offense referred to in this section as the included offense under this act or any other act of parliament if the commission of the included offense is motivated by hatred based on race, national or ethnic origin, language, color, religion, sex, age, mental or physical disability, sexual orientation, or gender identity or expression is A, guilty of an indictable offense and liable to the punishment provided for in subsection 5, or B, guilty of an offense punishable by summary conviction. Definition of hatred. 2. In this section, hatred has the same meaning as in subsection 3197. Clarification 3. For greater certainty, the commission of an offense under this act or any other act of parliament is not for the purposes of this section motivated by hatred based on any of the factors mentioned in subsection 1 solely because it discredits, humiliates, hurts, or offends. So no, you're not going to get arrested for your fuck Trudeau flags, you fucking idiots. Limitation 4. No proceedings shall be commenced under subsection 1 by way of indictment if the included offense may be prosecuted only by way of summary conviction proceedings. Maximum penalty 5. Everyone who is found guilty of an indictable offense under subsection 1 is liable to a term of imprisonment of not more than 5 years. 5 years if the maximum term of imprisonment for the included offense is 2 years or more but less than 5 years. B, 10 years if the maximum term of imprisonment for the included offenses is 5 years or more but less than 10 years. C, 14 years if the maximum term of imprisonment for the included offenses is 10 years or more but less than 14 years. D, life if maximum term imprisonment of the included offenses is 14 years or more and up to imprisonment of life. For life, sorry. Applicable provisions. 6. Subject to paragraphs 1A and B and subsection 4 and 5, any provision of this act or any other act of Parliament, including one in respect to procedure, orders, or consequences that would have been applicable in relation to the included offenses applies in relation to an offense under subsection 1. 6. This act is amended by adding the following after section 423.2, intimidation, building used for religious worship, etc. 423.3, 1. Every person commits an offense who engages in any conduct with the intent to provoke a state of fear in a person in order to impede their access to a building or structure or part of a building or structure that is primarily used for religious worship or I2 by identifiable group as defined in subsection 3184. A, for administration, social, cultural, or sports activities or events. B, as an educational institution including a daycare center. C, as a residence for seniors. Or B, a cemetery. Obstruction for inferences with access to. Every person commits an offense who, without lawful authority, intentionally internationally. Every person commits an offense who, without lawful authority, intentionally obstructs or interferes with another person's lawful access to a building or structure or part of a building or structure referred to in paragraph 1A or to a cemetery. Punishment 3. Every person who commits an offense under subsection 1 or 2 is A, guilty of an indictable offense and liable to imprisonment for a term of not more than 10 years. B, guilty of an offense punishable on summary conviction. Exception 4. No person is guilty of an offense under subsection 2 by reason only that they attended at or near or approach a building or structure referred to in paragraph 1A or cemetery for the purposes only of obtaining or communicating information. 7. Subsection 4304.1 and 4.101 of the Act are repealed. 8. Paragraph C of the definition secondary designated offense in section 487.04 of the Act is amended by adding the following after subparagraph XI.01. XI.02, subsection 423.31, intimidation, building use for religious purpose, etc. 9. 1. Subsection 5154.1 of the Act is amended by adding the following paragraph after B11. B12, an offense under subsection 423.3, intimidation, building used for religious worship, etc. 2. Paragraph 5154.3b of the Act is replaced by the following. B. An offense described in subsection 264 or 423.1 or subsection 423.2, 1 or 423.31. 10. Section 662 of the Act is amended by adding the following after subsection 6. Offense under subsection 320.10011 charged. 7. For greater certainty, if a count charges an offense under subsection 320.10011 and the evidence does not prove that offense but proves an included offense, the accused may be found guilty of the offense that is proved. 11. The act is amended by adding the following after subsection 726.2, endorsement offense under subsection 320.1001. 1. 726.21. When an offender is found guilty of an offense under subsection 320.1001, the account shall endorse on the information or indictment as the case may be, included offenses that have been proved by the evidence, and in the absence of evidence to the contrary, the endorsement is proof of that fact. Coming into force, 30th day after royal assent. 12. This act comes into force on the 30th day after the day on which it receives royal assent. The end. So, what can we surmise from this? That simply, Bill C-9 is an act to amend the criminal code relating to hate propaganda, hate crime, and access to religious or cultural places, to make some minor adjustments to include some shit that wasn't in there that should probably be included. These things still take royal assent? Yes. We have a parliament, and our parliament still has the crown involved. So they'll stamp it and send it through. So, what can we ascertain? What about this was censorship? What about this censored a Bible verse that wasn't politically correct? Did you see anything like that in this amendment? Did you see anything about censoring religious speech? Is there not protections for religion written into this? We can ascertain that Pierre Poilievre is a fucking liar. I see nothing, boss. LOL, the liberals are banning the Bible. I never read. I'm so oppressed. Right? My guy, did you not just claim that Bill C-9 is banning Bible verses? Which Bible verse? Tell Elmo.
With laws that go far beyond what exists in any other democratic country. And what you're seeing is a large-scale surveillance and censorship apparatus that the liberals have put together with C9, which bans certain Bible verses that the government considers to be politically incorrect, with the old C11, which is the Online Streaming Act, which allows the government to manipulate algorithms to promote content it wants you to see and demote other.
The old Bill C-11 as opposed to the new Bill C-11? So, I have a question. Is Pierre Poilievre not the leader of the opposition party? So if he was opposed to this bill, he should have been in Parliament opposing it? And so if him and his caucus failed to oppose it, then maybe he's not doing his job very well?